Ms. E. Kaipriya, and coordinator U. Mahendran.
Thank
And
you.
I welcome our department colleagues, Dr. M. Anandaraj, Mrs. V. Kavita, Dr. K. Jayanti, and Mrs. N. Subhashini. And then I wholeheartedly welcome all the participants from my college and from inter and intra-state. Let all of us stay and connected to this national webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Now I invite Mrs. N. Subhashini, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Tyagaraja College, to introduce the chief guest. Ma'am, please.
Good morning. It is my pleasure to introduce our chief guest, Ma'am Ms. Saujanya Diwan. She is an assistant professor and head of the Department of English, SSMRV College, Bengaluru. To know more about Ma'am, has completed her UG and PG in Karnataka University, Dharwad. At present, she is pursuing her PhD in the same. Coming to her work experience, she served as an English lecturer in few colleges, and at present, she is serving as head of the Department of English, SSMRV College, Bengaluru. She is also the coordinator of Literary Club and language trainer of the same. She is also an editor of college magazine and even coordinator of the college. She is also a French language trainer. Ma'am has been also recognized as a soft skill trainer, spoken English trainer, leadership trainer, corporate communicative trainer, and NLP and mindful trainer. She is also certified as a teacher by Indian Leader Academy in the areas of soft skill training, spoken English training, leadership training, corporate communicative training. Ma'am has also been French language certification from Entologies, International Educational and Training Centers in the level A1 and level A2. Ma'am's achievements included that she was awarded by Golden Guru Award by GRT Jewelers and also facilitated by RV Group of Institutions for paper publication. She has also published several papers in national and international conferences, to name few, in Scopus Index publication and paper publication in IJCRT and also in IRE journals and at VET College, Bengaluru. And Ma'am's hobbies are Hindustani classical singer, poetry, and article writing. Ma'am, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Subhashini,
Yes,
madam.
thank you for
ma'am.
that warm introduction, ma'am. Thank you so much. And
thank you, ma'am.
yeah,
Yes,
so can
ma'am.
I speak,
The
ma'am?
platform is yours.
We-
Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Please.
Yeah, thank you. So first of all, hello students. Happy Saturday to all of you and my dear friends here. Thank you, Kavipriya ma'am, for getting me on the platform. I must thank Principal Sir, Head of the Department, coordinators of this initiation. So, ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Okay.
Please go ahead, ma'am.
Yes. So we have mixed audience, right? So we have first year students, second year students, and the final year students, all of them, and from commerce, science, arts background. So all of you are here.
Yes, ma'am.
So the barriers to communication is barriers to communication. This is one of the I would like to say this is a general topic, despite it is an important topic, because even though we are learning few languages from our schooling, we are unable to communicate it properly. That's because there are two things that you people have to remember is try to segregate the difference between learning language and acquiring the skills of communication. I hope you all are understanding this. See, communication is a skill, whereas language is an art. So now what happens, since you people are from Chennai and I'm from Karnataka, I have to use only English to communicate here, because I do not know whether you people know Kannada. I'm not aware of Tamil. Okay, so probably few words I can, use while communicating, but not completely the flow of language. Same with you people. So this becomes the barrier to an effective communication. So the first and the foremost thing that you have to remember is try being bilingual in your approach. Okay, because all of you, if you're from commerce, science background, you will be entering into corporate sector. And if you're an art student, then probably you would choose academics to communicate, and you might not able to get jobs only in your zone or in your state. You have to move out of your state and take jobs in future. So what I suggest is, why did I take up French? Is because I wanted to teach English for French zone countries. For that I have to understand their language, and then they'll be able to communicate. Only then they'll be able to communicate. So only when you can be able, only when you are able to be bilingual, you will be able, you will be you can manage being a good communicator. So this is the first thing. Second thing is language. As I've told you, language is an art, whereas communication is a skill. So you already have the skills in your own mother tongue language, right? In your own native language. Like you can communicate in Tamil, and you might be knowing Malayalam or any foreign language and bits of English also, or completely English. Okay, but acquiring a new language is the communication. Do not think that just because you're not able to communicate in English, your communication skills are weak. That's whole different thing. Okay, so all that is required is you have to acquire communication in that particular language. So these are the things you should know. Language is an art, communication is a skill. You already know a language, you're familiar to one of your languages, and then you have to acquire the skill in English. That's all. Okay, it's not like you have weak communications. It's just like you have to acquire the skills in English language to communicate. That's all. So it's whole different thing. Do not join a spoken English class to improve your communication skills. Please understand this. Spoken English mainly focuses on English. Okay, not on communication skills, because communication is not just talking. There are so many things that we will deal with it today. Okay, you will get to know. So this is the frame that I wanted to talk about. And the first slide, as you all are seeing, what does actually a communication mean? Okay, so there are so many things that are involved in communication. It might be your emotions, it might be your non-verbal communication, it might be your verbal, that is two-way interaction, talking, everything. Virtual is what we are doing it now. Okay, and active listening plays a very vital role in communication. Only when you can listen, okay, only when you can. That's why when you start learning any new language, the trainer or the mentor always suggests to listen to videos related to that particular language, or they also ask you to watch movies with subtitles so that you can understand the language. Okay, why? Is because the more you focus on listening, the more you get. Right, when you were kids, or all your parents taught you different words in your mother tongue, only then you got the acquaintance of the language. Why are we not, why can't we take English as into that same flow? Is because English is always a foreign language. Even I commit mistakes while communicating. Probably it's like I am in that profession and I'm using it every day. I am somewhere 10% better than you people, but still we all fight to improve. We all struggle to improve our communication in English. Okay, not in our other languages. Okay, so this is the first thing. Listening, active listening helps, or plays a very important role in understanding any language, and it's a quick tip to learn a new language. Okay, and why do you have to learn English? Because you all know it's a global language, it's an international language, and it has become a food for all of us. Okay, do not stick to like my mother language is very great and I won't come out of, I won't speak any other language. All of us love our native languages and we have to have love for our native languages. Yet, try learning different language so that you can connect with the ongoing globe. Okay, so communication includes what? Active listening, virtual communication. That is the digital platform we are using this. Now, despite we have Corona, still we are connected. In fact, we are connecting globally these days. Okay, we never knew these FDPs and all that would happen online, right? People are trying to connect everybody now. Okay, and then we have so many email etiquettes that we will deal with it. So these are few things that that is involved in these are the components of communication. Okay, not just talking is communication, but there are so many things involved. Now, how to build an effective communication? Okay, so what is communication actually? It is a message that you give, and the person who is taking it should receive it in a same way, proper way. Right. So, for example, when I and Kavipriya ma'am, are over phone, if I'll be able, if I can communicate properly, only then she can understand whatever I'm talking. Otherwise, the trust will not be built. If I start talking in Kannada and if at all she doesn't understand Kannada, then probably that trust, that rapport will never be developed between us. So why do I use English now? Because that's the common language we both know, right? So developing trust is one of the tips to improve effective communication. This you should remember. Trust is not honesty and all that, but trust is a rapport here. Okay, so once you talk to someone, once you speak to someone, make sure the other person is listening to you and respond the same way. Learn to listen. In the first slide, I told you that learn to listen. For example, there are many occasions where you have gone to participate in debate competitions, speech competition, and all of us have this habit, like once we are done, you just get out of the auditorium or hall. No, even if you're finished, even if there are 100, at least you can listen to 10, right? Sit and listen to the people, because you might be getting new words from them, new thoughts from them, new principles from them, etc., etc. So learning helps you, listening helps you in learning a new language quickly. Then empathizing. What do you mean by empathizing? Understanding in depth. Okay, so for example, when you're learning English, you just can't translate your mother tongue into English and then communicate. You have to understand. What do you mean by empathize? When somebody is in pain, you try to understand the pain. Same with the language, right? So when you are actually in need of the language, what do? You have to empathize it. You have to learn the language in depth. Just can't, for example, if you just say bonjour in French, and bonjour means good morning, it's not like I learned French. No, you should know the culture of the country. You should know ins and out of the country. You should know food culture, fashion, you should know the fashion sense of the country, table etiquettes, everything. You should also know the famous places in French if you have to learn French, and then you should know the famous celebrities of that country, so that you will get connected to that particular language and you will be able to focus on that. So that is what empathizing means in communication. Okay, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Oh, cool. Okay, so now focus on solutions. What sort of solutions? When you get some barriers while communicating, you just can't be depressed and say that no, I can't learn this language. Most of us in a language is just like mathematics. The more you apply your mind, the more you get the hold of it, right? So focus on solution rather getting depressed of not understanding the language. Like tips to improve, keep listening to Shiv Khera. If you have heard of him, he's one of the finest speakers India has ever produced. There are so many language speakers, especially English. You can listen to those videos. If possible, if you're very good with your teachers, stay connected with them, and then is how start writing articles, start reading articles. It should become like breathe English, eat English, and only then you will be able to get the hold of it. So focus on the solution rather getting depressed of not understanding the language. Make communication a priority. This is very important. Okay, just you for today, for example, you all have FDP on this, you have workshop on this, and today you understand these are the things that we have to that are involved in effective communication, and tomorrow you forget, then it's gone. It's waste, I'm telling you. Okay, only if you make the benefit of today's FDP and see to it that set a timetable. For example, I will be able to communicate in English in 30 days. And I'll make sure that I will learn this language in 30 days. So how? Make timetable. Okay, every morning when you get up, okay, stay away from this technology when you're when you wake up. I'll tell you, it disturbs your mind. Even though I do, I am like a movie watcher. I am a huge fan of Bollywood movies, and I watch them, but I make sure that when I get up, I don't touch my mobile. Don't do that. Instead, what you do is make communication a priority. Start talking to someone who is at home, or start reading an article. When you get up, the thing should be like, okay, it's a new day again. I just have 29 days in my hands, and I have to start preparing for English. Learn English. If you have that in mind, definitely you will get it. Okay, handle conflict immediately. For example, I am talking to you. In between, I stop because I may not get the words in English. It's okay. Okay, don't be nervous. It happens. Despite talking to students, probably in 1 month, this is my fourth FDP. Yet I was quite nervous and anxious when I was getting ready for this, because every time the audience is different, new for me. The same thing will happen to you people. When you get to know that one of your friends really speak good English, and and sometimes you fail to talk to them because you won't get the words or vocabulary or sentence to frame whatever it is. Okay, you should know how to handle the conflict. It's okay. Take it very boldly. Be very confident while communicating. Even if you wrongly communicate, just tell your friends, see, I am learning a new language. Help me in that because you're good at it. The first and the foremost thing that you have to quit is your ego while learning anything, be it your senior, be it your junior. If your sibling is very good and your younger one, sister or brother is good at something, learn from them. So you should know how to handle conflicts rather quitting from learning it. Okay, so developing trust is very important. Listening skill is very important. Empathizing is understanding the language in depth. Okay, everything, the ins and outs. You should love the language. Only then you'll be able to understand. Focus on solutions. Okay, how should I learn new language? Where did I go wrong? Okay, then make communication a priority. At least in 24 hours, I'll give 1.5 hours to this particular language so that I'll get the hold of it. Then you should also know how to handle the conflict. Then being effective in communication is like sender. An idea is sent, and then the idea is received by the receiver. Okay, make sure we always have if it's digital platform, there's so many noises coming, and we say, can you mute yourself? Can you mute yourself? That's because the message is not being delivered properly. Okay, so the sender idea is equally important, and the receiver's idea is damn equally important. And in between the sending and receiving, what we have is intent, that is concept, purpose, and the reward. How do you receive? Okay, ma'am asked me to be the resource person on this particular day. If I had got confused with instead of Saturday, I might have got confused with Monday, and then there is a communication barrier. So again, listening is very important. On what topic? Communication is the topic, and if I start talking about Shakespeare, then that cannot be the purpose of my talk. So intent, purpose, and reward, these three are very important. What you're giving, what is the purpose of your giving, and how does the receiver takes it. So at the end of the session, it's very important, and you should never call it as feedback. Feedback word itself is depressing. Okay, when somebody tells you, I feel that you should become more slim, I feel that you look very good. You're already good looking, but then if you become slim, if you become this, if you become that, okay, when somebody tells that, take it as a feed forward. Okay, if somebody gives you a suggestion, okay, take it as a feed forward and not feedback. Feedback makes you go back, whereas feed forward is something that makes us move on confidently. Okay, yeah, am I audible? Are you all in the session?
Yes,
madam.
ma'am.
Cool. Okay. So now there are three important components included in speaker impact. The appearance, how you look. Okay. That involves 55% of it. Just see that. Looks is not something that you have to wear a very gorgeous dress, lipstick. If you're a woman, if you're a man, then all posh blazer, suit, formal shirt. Yes, you have to. It's not mandate that you have to wear something branded, but be presentable. It's very important. Just because it's a digital platform, especially if it's a digital platform, you should never forget to get dressed well, be presentable, because people are looking at you, and how you impress them with your looks also matters. When you're attending an interview, or when you're giving a campus interview, or the first day of your college and you're talking to your friends and your teachers. Okay, if you go in a very shabby and messy way, nobody would like to get an introduction of yours, or would like to join your company. Okay, so that is very important. Looks definitely matters. Looks is how you appear. That's what I told you. Just talking is not communication, but there are so many things that involves in communication. One is your looks, how you appear, how you present yourself, how you walk. Everything matters a lot. Then how you sound. Okay, try being very polite, no matter if it's your enemy or your friend. It's very easy to say, or it sounds like a very philosophical thought, but sounding polite, definitely 50% of your work will be done only when you're polite. Okay, even if you want to reject something, say something to your boss or your principal or your head of the department or your teacher, any senior. Okay, no matter. See, in corporate, at least in academics, we call each other sir, ma'am, and we have a designation according to the seniority and all that age. But when you enter corporate, nothing. Okay, my anger can be my boss, right? My anger, friend of mine can be my boss there. So learn to respect your boss no matter what age he or she belongs to, right? How you sound is 38%. Okay, just because this fellow was my junior in college and now he is acting like my boss, don't do that. He has achieved so many things. He or she has achieved so many things. That's why they have become boss. Okay, even if they haven't achieved anything and yet they have become your boss, try to respect the chair. That's very important. Okay, sounding is very important. Don't be very furious all the time. Don't take out your anger all the time. They are not your parents to take your anger. Right? Be polite, and if at all your work should be done quickly, then you have to be very polite. What you say, do not regret after saying anything. Okay, think and speak is very important. This plays a very wide, even though it is 7%, but what you say, what sort of words you use, okay, how harsh you are while communicating, okay, how polite you are while communicating, what sort of vocabulary you carry. So all these things, matter a lot. Okay, so that was verbal communication, which involves listening, then receiver sender thing and all that. These are some of the non-verbal communication which equally involves in communication. They're very important. Is it possible to communicate without words? Definitely. Okay, few are like eye contact. Okay, eye contact is very, very important. When somebody is trying to say something, I'm not saying that you have to stare or gaze the person, but you should look very confidently and answer the questions or whatever presentation you get in. Gestures are very important. How do you sit? Okay, when you are in digital platform, how do you sit? And when you're giving an interview, do not fold your hands. Don't keep your hands in your pocket. It shows that you're very insecure and feeling nervous. Okay, be very confident. Use your hands while communicating. Try eye contacting. These are very important while communication. Personal space. I'm very sorry to say this. I'm a true Indian. Okay, I love my country, but I'm very sorry that most of us do not have the habit of giving space between two. Right? It might be your parents, it might be your spouse, children, family member, cousin, friends. Every time we get into their problems and try understanding what is wrong, give them space. Physical space is also important. Emotional space is also very important. Okay, when you're traveling and you're waiting for the train or a flight, you just go and sit next to someone so close that you know them from ages. Don't do that, right? We all have spaces and expectations while waiting something. So give them space, even if you have to talk to them because you have to kill the time and you're waiting for the arrival of train or flight, whatever it is. Make sure that you sit in distance and start communicating. Personal space in office, at office or at campus, at home, wherever you go, personal space is very, very important. Postures. Okay, stand straight when you're talking to someone. Don't bend. Okay, and then don't do this. Everything. It's a very shabby thing, messy thing. Okay, when somebody is trying to say something, listen to them carefully. Don't look around and then make them feel that you're not interested in listening. Facial expressions also. Again, they're not your parents to take your anger, so don't give different looks, anger looks while communication. That harms your communication and personality. Physical contact, just like personal space, physical contact is also very important. Not all your colleagues can become friends, right? So just don't pat them all the time. Don't be too close to them talking, or even at office, don't be too close to everyone. Okay, I'll tell you, even if I am very talkative. Okay, I'm very, very talkative, yet I choose people and talk to them. It's not like I am close to everyone. Everybody should be like hi bye friends, but then make sure you have your dignity wherever you go. That is very, very important. Even though you're students, this helps you from now, so that you develop this habit from now. And when you enter academics, corporate, business, leader, you want to be an entrepreneur, wherever you go, especially if you want to be an entrepreneur, I'll tell you these things matter a lot. Okay. So body language, positive and synchronized. Defensive, arrogance, annoyed, these things will not help. Okay. Don't be argumentative. If it's a group discussion, try being opinionated, but not being defensive. Like whatever I say, we have this habit, almost all of us, like whatever I say is correct. No, there are people who are also talking against the system, for the system. It's okay, it's their opinion. If you don't like it, just be quiet. Don't be defensive all the time. Just put your point and be quiet. Arrogance also will not work. Annoy, don't make people get angry about your thoughts. Okay, you're put forthing your thoughts and not your mind, right? Like I am right. Don't do that. Okay, then don't be irritating character. Okay, if people understand the other person's space, and if at all he or she requires personal space, just leave them happy. See to it that your principles and your opinion matters a lot in the group, and it makes them happy. You be happy first. Okay, that's very important. We all know it's been two years that we are facing this COVID-19 and unable to go anywhere with confidence. And if at all you have to travel, you have to take so many precautions, measures. So we have skipped traveling at all. Despite we are trying to be happy with doing so many things like our creativity. So that is the way we have to be alive. Okay. So it's like live while alive. That's very important. That philosophy is very important, because you never know. These 2 years might be the sufferings, but the future, tomorrow's might be very good. Okay, so let's have that optimistic thought and go forward always. Don't be in confused state and worried state always. Okay, worrying makes you more stressful, and then you will put on your weight and lose your complexion. That's very important. You have to carry yourself very well in the professional as well as personal space. Okay, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. Now, obstacles to good communication. So that's the topic of our discussion today. Language differences. That's what. The first thing is, I do not know Tamil and you people do not know Kannada. So the only mode of communication is English. And if at all, I do not know that language, then how will I communicate? Right? So make sure you learn several languages. I'm telling you, learning different languages. In fact, I want to advise all the students, even the faculties if interested, take up any foreign language along with English, your mother tongue. Take up any foreign language that will serve you the best openings tomorrow in future. It makes your future very bright. Okay, so language differences, that is there. It's not like we can learn all the 100 languages, but at least you can survive with 2 or 3 languages if you know. Okay, then we also saw gestures are very important. Clarity while communicating. When I'm talking about obstacles to good communication, there should be a clarity in the content. Okay, I can't, that's what I told you, I can't bring Shakespeare and talk about his works when it comes to obstacles to good communication. Okay, and then jargon. This has become one nuisance these days. Jargon, I believe you all know that. People say DM. What does that mean? DM, direct message. So I did not know this initially. So make sure when you're using jargon, the other person knows the abbreviation or long form of that. Okay, we think it's fashion and we use jargons. Okay, ASAP, as soon as possible. But not everybody will be knowing these jargons, right? So make sure, and if at all the sender is not able to tell you the long form of it or an abbreviation of it, you ask. I used to ask, what does that mean? There's no wrong. It's not, despite being an English teacher, I don't mind asking any long form or abbreviation from my students, because they know much, better things than us, better words than us these days. Okay, so one of my students is here, so I keep asking every time, do I look good? Was my presentation better? There is no wrong in asking your youngsters about it, because they know, because they are technologically friendly these days. So jargons, you have to be very careful, students and everybody, because you might be knowing the full form of it or the long form of it or the abbreviation of it, but not the person who is listening to you. So there are many abbreviations even we do not know, right? Jargons we do not know. So make sure, just ask them, do you know this? Then, tell them. Okay. TC, what does that take care? And then GN, good night. So there are so many things. These are the basic things I'm telling you. So make sure when you use a jargon, the other person has understood it completely. If at all the person who is using it, is not able to ask you, you only ask. Tell them, ask them, sir, madam, or dude, I don't understand this. Can you just elaborate? Okay. Then semantics. Semantics is words with meanings. Okay, connected meanings. If I'm talking about communication, then I have to use words related to communication only. I can't use related to mathematics or algebra or geometry, whatever science it is. Right? Language should be, the words that I use should be related to language. Then assumptions. Do not assume that whatever you're talking, the other person is already understanding it. Keep asking them, are you understanding? Are you getting the point I'm trying to say? Whatever it is. This is also applicable for us teachers. When we are talking to our students in class, it's mandate that we have to ask students, are you all getting this? It's okay even if you ask 10 times, okay, because their mind will be fluctuating. Okay, then non-verbal boundaries, we spoke about it, like gestures, postures, your facial expressions, etc., etc. Personal space, physical space, everything. Then cultural differences. So I told I'm learning French, and I am learning French because I want to teach them English, because they do not know English properly. So if you have to teach someone something, you have to understand them better. So that is the cultural difference. Okay, if you go there and if I have to order any French food, okay, we all only know French fries. Apart from that, we do not know much of their food culture. So I have to understand to order food there. So cultural differences, you have to understand the cultural aspects of any language. Tone of your message. I told you, try being very polite. Then noise, disturbance, avoid disturbance, other distractions also. Prejudice and bias, don't be judgmental while communicating. That is very, very, very important. So 8 C's of communication is clarity, completeness. When I'm talking about communication, it is important that I complete the whole component of communication, right? So whatever topic you have chosen, make sure you complete it. Clarity, completeness, consciousness. You should be aware of what you're talking. Then concentrate on the topic, focus, consideration, understanding of it, correctness. If there is if there's a requirement of correcting some things, you have to be very open-minded in correcting things. Then courteous, be generous in understanding and giving message. Okay, coherent, be relevant to the topic. So these are 8 C's. Okay. Are you all understanding?
Madam,
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt. The students are the chat is actually disabled for any discomfort, so they wouldn't be able
From
to.
where?
No. From the beginning, the chat has been disabled for the students.
Oh.
Oh no, just to avoid any discomfort.
Then how,
No. They'll be enabled. I mean, it will be enabled.
But yours is audible, madam. You can continue.
okay. Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Okay. So those they are the 8 C's of communication, and this you all know that active listening is very important. Be attentive. Ask open-ended questions. Do not confuse the mentor while you ask question. Okay. Open-ended questions are very important. Asking probing questions is like quality questions. Okay, don't give do not ask such questions which leads to miscommunication. Okay, when you're not clear about your questions, you can't ask it to anybody else. So request clarification. Don't just randomly ask. Use polite words. That is why we have modal verbs in English, like can you, may I, okay, shall I. So all those things helps you. See, these are the things that are connected. Okay, only if you know the language, you'll be able to communicate it properly. So request clarification. Paraphrase. Understand what is important while asking or giving the content. Okay, this barriers to communication is first listening, and this. You have to paraphrase the things. Just can't randomly talk about everything. Right? Be attuned and be attuned to and reflect feelings. That's what empathizing and understanding the concept when somebody is talking to you. Okay, summarize it. Summarizing things are very important. Just don't leave abruptly. Okay, that is very, very important. Articulation. Okay, so after coming, after looking into so many aspects of communication, if you do not have proper articulation, remember one thing: only when you stop thinking in your mother tongue and learn new language as it is. Most of us, I'm a Kannadiga, and if I have to talk something in English, first I'll think it in Kannada, and then I put it in English. That's very wrong. You will never get the language like that. You have to learn the language, the new language as it is. For example, the simple, in English, we have subject, verb, object concept, right? For example, Saujanya. Saujanya, is listening to the class. Saujanya is the subject, listening is the verb, then class is the object. If at all I have to put it in Kannada, it is the other way around. So if you think it in Kannada and then put it in English, it will be like Konglish, right? So don't do that. So make sure you learn the new language as it is. It's very important to learn the language. And to get the language fluency, you can use the tongue twisters. If you want, I'll share it with Kavipriya ma'am later. You can just practice them every day. That will help you. So articulation is very important. How to be more articulate? Expand vocabulary, learn different words every day, at least 10 words, and make sentences on that. Expanding vocabulary definitely helps you and makes you confident in communicating in that particular language. Remove distraction words. Okay, make sure that you have a presentation and you use those words that will help you your presentation. Do not use some random words and it will distract your presentation. So enunciate is also important. How you understand the word, the stress of the word, syllable, first letter, everything. Okay, for example, I would like to talk about a bit of grammar here. Like from schooling, all of us have studied vowels, right? We know A, E, I, O, U. These are the 5 vowel letters and the rest 21 are consonants. But most of us do not know that just these letters are not vowel letters. The sounds of the letters are actually vowels. Okay, not every word that starts with A, E, I, O, U should be added with an, right? So that is very important. For example, it is like, it's a university, it's an umbrella. Though the letter, though the letters of both the words are U, yet we used a university and an umbrella. Why? So understanding this is very important, the sound of the letter. Then voice modulation. When I'm talking to you, I have to lower my voice at times. I have to speed my content at times. I have to increase my volume at times where the stress is required. Okay, so everything matters a lot. Structured thoughts. When I'm talking about Shah Rukh Khan, I can't talk about Salman Khan, right? So we should have structured thoughts. When I'm talking to Kavipriya ma'am, I cannot bring in somebody else and talk about somebody else when I'm talking to her. So structured thoughts, content delivery is very, very, very important. Remove distraction of words. Okay. See, I'm not saying that this is 100% possible because I also have the habit of using like, so, but still avoid them. Try at least 75% be clear while communicating. 25%, since English is also a foreign language, all of us will use these distraction words. Okay, people say that it's completely waste of time if you use, but nobody can be perfect. Say, even the Western people can't communicate 100%. So you can't expect it from us. So I use them, but I see to it that they are very minimal. Okay, in fact, it gives a flavor to the language. It's okay, you can use it. So and then keep a journal, that is, keep a record of what you're learning, how you're learning, and with whom you're talking to, how you're managing to learn new language. Okay, then keep a track of that, record. These are not important. Try and become more self-aware. So you can have few friends of yours, or any cousin at home, or your own sibling, whom with you can share your ideas. Tell them that I am learning a new language, I am trying to improve my communication, so correct me if I'm wrong somewhere. Okay, because not with everybody you can be free and tell them all these things. Okay, virtual communication is what we are doing it today. That is, read the room is understand the audience. This is very important. Okay, So this was about verbal and non-verbal communication, the first component. If anybody has any doubt, you can ask, or if you want me to finish it off first, we'll do it and then we can have Q&A. Yes? I'll finish it off first. Hello?
Ma'am, I think you can finish it off first and then we'll move.
Oh,
Okay, okay.
okay. So image management is one such important component in communication that definitely shapes your personality. Okay, so along with communication, that is verbal and non-verbal, image management plays a very, very vital role. How do you see yourself is very important. How people see you is also very important. Okay, what defines an image? First impressions. I told you, you can't be messy and when somebody asks you to introduce yourself, okay, when somebody asks you to introduce yourself, make sure that do not shy. That's an opportunity that you have got to introduce. Not every time you will get an opportunity to introduce yourself, right? So first impression and self introduction plays a very vital role in your building image. Self perception, how do you think about yourself, also matters a lot. Others' perception about us, okay, forget that. It plays 50% role, but how do you portray, how do you present yourself is 100%. It plays a very vital role. Others will always be judging, no matter if I shorten my hair is also a problem, if I leave my hair long, or if I wear different dresses, also an issue for everybody. Even if I communicate like a foreigner, that is also like her English is very artificial and she sounds very artificial. If I talk like an Indian, then what, like she speaks like an Indian, she has an Indian accent. So for everything, people have issues. So others' perception is very important, but keep it only for 50%. Okay, and genuine people, only when they advise you, take that. Then physical attributions. So how you wear your dress, what you wear, where do you wear what, how do you present yourself? These matter a lot. Communication skills for sure, I told you. Perceptions and prejudice. Don't judge anybody and do not allow anybody to be judged. Okay, trust is very important. What is the first impression in your mind when you see these people? When you see Einstein, you will feel that he's a genius guy, right? When you see this man with a mask, you feel he's not like trustworthy. When you see this boy, very silent, calm, with thoughts. When you see Siddhamurti, you feel that she's very genuine, philanthropist. When you see Hitler, you get so many wars in your mind, fights in your mind. When you see this Mark Zuckerberg, you feel you imagine Facebook. So that is your image. When people look at you, right, the impression that you give them about yourself, is very, very, very important. This is what image management is all about. Okay, why is it important? There are two effects: halo effect, horn effect. Halo effect is positive impression, higher equity, more trust, and better value. So what all you will get with the halo effect is this. And with horn effect, negative impression, if you're very shabby, messy, all the time furious, in anger, annoying people, what you will get? Negative impression, lower equity, lesser value, and low trust. Okay, people don't trust you so easily. Inside and outside, how should your inner self be, outer self be? Personality traits involves values, attitude, self-worth. Outer, your body language, etiquettes. When you're writing an email, okay, you just can't say, this is this. No, you have to use the salutation and then the body of the mail. Then you have to regard the person. Everything involves grooming and being hygiene about yourself. Hygiene is not washing your hands all the time, but being sensible. Okay, dressing sense is very important as outer self. Inner self, values, attitudes, self-worth, they are very important. ABCD of image management: your appearance, your behavior, communication and digital presence. Okay, today, I hope I am fine. You're finding me presentable. Just because it's a digital platform, I haven't come wearing my home clothes and very shabby. No, you have to be presentable, even though it is digital platform. That makes sense because I am giving an input, some inputs to you people. So I have to be presentable. Even a cat can look like a lion if you're that confident in your life. Okay, so your appearance, your behavior, communication, and digital appearance matters a lot. We don't know that this will be the a regular platform in future. We never know. Okay, so they are very important. What are 21st century etiquettes? Okay, social etiquettes, how do you behave in society? Business etiquettes, how if you want to be an entrepreneur, what are the etiquettes and mannerisms that are involved? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. Okay. Phone etiquettes, when you're talking to someone over phone, okay, you should know how to be formal and how to be informal. You can't talk to your colleague just the way you talk to your close friend, right? Okay. Okay, I'll talk to you after some. You can't say that. Is it okay if I talk to you after 5 minutes? So phone etiquettes. If at all you're attending an interview call, see to it that there's no noise. Just if you're at home, close your door, be in your room, talk to the person and clear your interview. If there's so much of noise, then you won't be able to. Email etiquettes, I told you, salutations, just like letter, we use salutations from, to, whom are you talking to, whom are you addressing, matters a lot. Table etiquettes matters a lot. Please don't mind, but this is very important, students, and to all of us. Okay, initially I was like this, I'm an Indian, I'm going to eat with my hands. No, you can't do that. You're not at home, you're in a restaurant or a business meet. If at all you're doing it, make sure that you're not embarrassing others who are sitting in front of you. That is so embarrassing, right? It's very important when you're eating something that shouldn't make people feel awkward about it. Okay, it's like I am a true Indian and I don't want to eat with spoon and all. There's no wrong in using spoons and being a well-behaved person. It's okay. Try inculcating different culture if they are good. Okay, at home you eat at home also you can't just, but then still you have all your freedom to do whatever you want. But when you're in business meet, when you're out with your colleagues, make sure that certain amount of decency is maintained, when you're having food. Or table is not just having food, it might be your meeting. Okay, you have a meeting in seminar hall or in principal sir's chamber. How do you sit? How do you use your hand? How do you use, like, keep tapping something all the time? Okay, if students are in classroom and students make noise by tapping the foot or distracting something, these are all the etiquettes that matters a lot. If you want to be an entrepreneur, this helps a lot. Okay, then what are the etiquettes? Social conversation, business conversation. Social, it might be friends, sometimes formal, sometimes informal, but business is very secure, very formal. Make sure that is very important and you act accordingly. Then handshakes, if it's business, then you should know how intense your hand movements are, how what sort of introduction you use. And these are the casual suit and the professional. She's wearing a blazer and coat one side, and then she's very casual. So try using subtle colors while presenting something. Don't be very don't use some fast colors, very shocking colors that nobody is interested to see your presentation at all. I have seen people wearing dark green shirt with yellow color pant. I found it very strange. How can people wear so strong, shocking colors while presenting themselves in professional, even in personal aspects? You should choose something which is subtle and makes you look good. That is very important. I'm telling you, only when you love yourself, okay, you will be able to present yourself better. just like you have to wear clothes and you wear something. No, don't do that. Choose proper colors for you. Choose according to your complexions and choose according to your subtle taste. Profession, that is very important. Okay, personality types key. Some people are very extrovert, sensors are realistic people, thinkers tend to make their decisions using logical analysis. Judges, they always tend to judge people. Introvert often are like working alone in small groups, but they'll be able to deliver the content properly. Intuitives prefer focus on possibilities. Feelers are like they're very sensitive, they understand every concept, and then perseverers are prefer to keep their options open. So what sort of personality you belong to, you have to decide. If you're an extrovert, that's fine, but no matter what personality trait you have, make sure you're sensible. This is what is an image management all about. Okay, the last component I would like to deal, because that's very important. Can you all see this presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. Okay, so after learning, I will just take another 10 minutes to wind up. After learning so many things, understanding so many skills that verbal skills involves in communication, non-verbal skills involves in communication, and image management plays a very important factor. Everything, if you're not at all emotional, if you're not at all balanced, rather saying emotional, if at all, if you're not at all balanced in your professional life, okay, if you're not at all able to handle your intelligence, emotional intelligence, then nothing works. So this plays a very, very, very important role. It is about how you feel, how others feel around you. Some people say, I'm a very straightforward person and I don't mind what others feel. No, you can't say that, because that's your profession. Even if at home, just because they are your siblings and parents, you can't randomly take out your thoughts. Okay, make sure you balance your emotions. Knowledge of EI, that is emotional intelligence, helps you identify what feels good and bad, how to change. So only when you're able to balance this, okay, you will be able to balance your mindset, professional life also. Okay, you will balance your emotions, like anger, sad. If some people are so sensitive that if someone says, like, just before I became head of the department, I have seen 3-4 HODs, and they were very professional. To add to an instance, I'll tell you, I had to prepare a question paper, and that was very first day of my job. Students had their midterm, and I was given this assignment of preparing question paper. And then what happened, since I was very new, like 2 days old to the profession, I believe, the only mistake, I don't even call it mistake, but she found it out as a mistake, my HOD. And thanks to her that she has changed my personality today. What I did is, while preparing the question paper, you have main one. In that main one, we have 12 2-marker questions, and then main 2 should start from again 1 to 3. But what I did is from 1 to 12, and then from second main, I started with 13, 14, 15. That was the huge mistake. She said so. And she yelled at me so badly. Okay. And then she's like, if at all you have to be in this profession, make sure that you are, attentive, listen. If at all you do not know how to prepare a question paper, ask your seniors. So I cried a lot, in the staff room itself, and she didn't even mind to console me that day. And next day when I came to college, she offered me the breakfast, and then she gave me the lunch, and she was quite friends with me. Then I realized, yes, even though it was a very minute mistake, but ma'am made me understand that if at all the mistake continues, it's going to be a huge one tomorrow. So it's better to understand the minute mistake now itself, and you groom your personality. So you should always have such mentors to groom, okay, to get groomed. So maintaining an emotional awareness, sensitivity, developing skills that will help you stay positive. COVID is the best example. We are all so frustrated that we want to really go out somewhere for our recreation, because it's just, for students, they do not, they have forgotten their social life. Okay. My son is 4 years old and he has forgotten his social life. I feel so bad for these kids that, they're not able to play with their age group friends. They have to see only their grandpas and grandma, parents, and we are not able to give them time because we are loaded with college work and, the others with their office work. So every one of us have lost our social life, but still we are positive because we feel that this too shall pass. Okay, so we know that there is a future that is going to be very bright for us. Okay, and we are hoping that this thing will end soon and we will be enjoying rest of our days. So that emotional intelligence, that emotional balance helps us to go on in our life and smoothen our professional career also. Okay, if somebody says something, just ignore them. I'll tell you, students also, this happens in student group because their peer group acts smart sometimes. Okay, they feel that students, one of their friends is very intelligent and he or she is acting very smart, but it's not like that. Just ignore and make sure that you're not emotionally bounded with anybody. A dynamic process of learning skills to understand yourself and others. So emotional intelligence is nothing but understanding yourself and others. Okay. Now, self and social, self-awareness, emotional self-awareness, accurate self-assessment. So keep assessing your emotions. That will build your self-confidence. Social awareness is like empathy, understanding others' emotions. Okay. Self-management, like trustworthiness, being very honest, adaptability, drive and motivation, initiative. Be a leader. Okay, be a leader to initiate things. Okay, you will feel the confidence. Social skills is like try to be an influencer, like be an inspirational leader, developing others, helping others, influence others, building bond at professional life, like organizing some team events for them, teamwork and collaboration. These are very important things. Okay. Then importance, this I'll skip because it's not for you. Improving your EI. Okay, how to do that? You can develop your emotional intelligence, like rewire your responses to feelings, change how you think and react, alter your behavior. This is the only way you can, change your emotional mindset. If you feel that there is a work that has to be done in understanding the things, responding to the feelings of someone, please do that. Don't feel that you're perfect, you're a perfectionist, and act accordingly. So emotion, thoughts, behavior, and performance. If you are balanced, if you have a balanced emotions, your thought flow will be very positive, and that is visible in your behavior, and then you will give your best performance. So these three are very, very important components. Okay, so they are very important, especially for students. I know there are other things that involves, but I would like to retain myself from the rest. So self-awareness, understanding yourself, emotional intelligence, like balancing your emotions and connecting with communication helps a lot. Okay, like how I'll give an example. When I was learning French, and I did not know few meanings and understandings in that, and when my trainer used to be little harsh while teaching, so I used to make sure that whether he is yelling at me or complimenting, so we do not know that also. So I try to ask and keep the things very humorous, like, sir, are you scolding me or are you really complimenting me? Then he's like, no, I'm scolding you. So that is very important. So you should know the emotions of the language to understand and communicate, right? So this is what all about communication. Only when you are aware of these things, you can stop the barriers and you can communicate effectively in any languages. So over to you, Kavipriya ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, madam.
Yeah.
Student participants, if at all you have any questions, you can just post your questions in the chat box. If you have any, or if anyone wants to ask question directly, can just raise hand so that we will enable you the audio to ask the questions.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Dr. Jayanti
Hello, ma'am.
from the Department of English. I have one question for you.
Yeah, sure.
It was a very enlightening section, ma'am. We really enjoyed.
Thank you so much.
Coming to the learning process, you said that the bilingual method and approach is one of the resource element or tool for communication.
Correct.
But let me ask you a very genuine question.
Sure.
Is a student's mother tongue is a help or a hindrance in learning a new language in the classroom at most?
Ma'am.
In general, whatever in public walk of life.
Okay. So you're asking that if the student is, ma'am, can you get back to the question, please, if you don't mind?
Yes, sure.
Because your voice is breaking. Yeah.
Yeah. And now, am I audible now?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Students' mother tongue is a help or a hindrance in learning a new language?
It definitely helps, ma'am. Because I have, since I was also a trainer, because teaching is completely different from training, ma'am, and training is completely different from teaching. As a trainer perspective, I'll tell you, using your mother tongue, like for example, 10%, okay, if you're training a student to learn new language, 10% being bilingual will help them to emotionally attach with the new language. That's what I told you, no? If I'm learning French, I have to know whether the tutor is yelling at me or complimenting my sentences. That at least I should know in bilingual, right? So I used to make sir tell that in English. So please tell me in English whether you're yelling at me or complimenting me. So when I got to know that if he's, I got to know that he's yelling, I used to rectify. If he's complimenting, then I took it as a confidence. So at least 10% of being bilingual will help the student in understanding. I'm not saying that English should be taught in Kannada or in Tamil, but English should be taught in English only. But while communicating, while making them understand, while the process is happening, just tell them or train them in both the languages, like at least 10%. That will help.
Yes, but when you go into the research of all these particular elements, if you pop your head into English classrooms around the globe, it appears as if it would be considered a hindrance. But
definitely.
But
it is a hindrance, ma'am.
But in reality, it's not so.
Yeah, exactly. Ma'am, also make them understand that it's because you're not understanding this language, I'm helping you out, in being bilingual. But when you are approaching in global scenario, this will not work.
Yes.
Okay, this is just a process that we are helping you. But after the completion of the process, you have to deliver the presentations only in English. So the student should be aware of this also.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Students, if you have any questions, you can post in the chat, or you can just raise your hand if at all you want to ask anything directly to the speaker.
How many students were there, ma'am?
There was a session. I don't find any questions in the chat.
Okay, that's
so.
Really
thank
nice
you. Thank you so much for the wonderful and vivid presentation, madam.
Thank you,
from your presentation, the students would have really understood that communication is not just communicating, but is a holistic comprehension of so many factors, from personality to the minimal gestures and so on. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Small steps in the right direction are better than big steps in the wrong. I assure that this session might be a small step for the student participants, but will bring about a big change for sure in both your professional and personal life. So with this, I would like to invite Dr. K. Jayanti, Assistant Professor, Department of English, to propose vote of thanks. Ma'am, please.
Good morning to all of you. I have immense pleasure in delivering a vote of thanks to this national webinar on barriers to communication. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the team behind this event for their coordination and dedication. I thank also the college management for giving us freedom to execute webinars of this kind for the benefit of the students. I extend my sincere thanks to the speaker of the day, Mrs. Saujanya Adava, Assistant Professor, Head Department of English, SSMRV College, Bangalore. We are happy to invite you here, ma'am, for this multifaceted, for introducing a multifaceted personality like you. It's very kind of you to have accepted our invitation and consented to address our students on barriers to communication. We all know, yes, we all know it has been gaining greater importance for global communication. It's no longer just a library language, but a language of opportunities. A fairly high degree of proficiency in English and excellent communication skills enhance students' employability, keeping in view the increasing importance of English for career purposes. Universities nowadays are beginning even to offer courses in communication skills, even at the general level. I mean the general English course. Correct. This kind of a webinar aims to develop the students' ability to use English accurately, appropriately, and fluently, both in academic, social, and professional situations. I thank you, ma'am, for your enlightening section. I hope the students would have benefited very much.
Even I was about to ask this. Hope the students are benefited with the session. So thank you, Jayanti ma'am, for that briefing.
Yes, I thank the principal, Dr. P. Sandal Kumar, for his constant support and encouragement to host seminars and workshops of this kind for the benefit of the students. I also thank Dr. Rajasimhan, coordinator of IQAC, for giving the space for English department to conduct the webinar. I extend my sincere thanks to our department head, Dr. Tyagarajan, for his unconditional support and enthusiasm. I thank all the members of the staff who have extended the support and coordination to conduct event like this. And last but not the least, I also thank the students who have been waiting since 9 a.m. very eagerly waiting to listen to your talk, ma'am.
So sweet.
And yes, I thank the technical team behind the screen, without whose support you would not have seen the day. On my behalf and on behalf of the English department, I thank one and all for your patient listening. Hope all the students and the faculties would have enjoyed this beneficial program. I once again thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Principal Sir, for this opportunity. Thank you, Kavipriya ma'am, the coordinators, Jayanti ma'am, and my dear students. I hope you have benefited from the session. Any doubts, you can ask me anytime. Kavipriya ma'am has my number. So thank you so much for the wonderful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. And thank you, Dr. Jayanti ma'am. Thank you for that wonderful proposal. And ma'am, with your permission, before signing off, a small announcement to the student participants. With your permission, I want to use the word feedback for proper communication because
feed forward. Let's all use this feed forward.
Okay, fine. Participants, please just listen, pay attention. A feedback link has been forwarded in the chat. Please read the form carefully and fill all the required details properly because the same will be reflected in your e-certificates. So please read the form carefully and fill it. Okay. Thank you, people. And thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, everyone who have joined the session. It's been a wonderful session. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Yes. Stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, guys, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, shall I post that link on chat box?
Yes, sir. Before ending the meeting, you can just.
Yes.
For even faculties. Kavipriya?
Ma'am?
This link form is also for the faculty members, huh?
No. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We will see to it. No, ma'am. It's only for the students.
Thank you. Nice program, Kavipriya.
Thank you.
convening
Thank
that.
you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Enjoyed.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye, 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 ma'am. Mahendran sir, shall we?
Yeah,
end
yes,
the
ma'am. Then
meeting?
how am I to send the this feedback form, ma'am? Shall we
No,
post it in
I think Subhashini ma'am has already posted in the
posted?
chat.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, it's there in
Okay.
the.
Yeah. Okay.
We
then.
we shall post the link also in the group that we have formed and also in the live streaming, sir, if possible.
Oh, okay. Okay, ma'am.
Can
Okay,
you, sir,
sir.
can
Yes,
you in
ma'am.
the live stream, sir?
Yeah.
Sir?
Let me close the live streaming first.
Okay, sir. So we
So-
have to send the feedback link, no, in the live stream?
Yeah,
Live session.
You post it there, man. The chat box will
No,
be there. You know?
no, I didn't post in YouTube links, YouTube live session,
That is
sir.
not necessary, I think. No.
Oh,
This is
okay.
okay, ma. If you want, you can put it in the, share it in the group, ma.
Okay, fine.
Okay, ma'am.
fine,
Okay.
madam.
Eh,
Kavipriya
It's already
ma'am?
there.
Yes, yes.
The
yes.
link is already there.
Okay, sir.
Kavipriya
Okay,
ma'am,
sir. Yes,
Kavipriya
ma'am.
ma'am, shall I
Yes, ma'am.
post in our WhatsApp group, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, okay, ma'am.
Thank
Okay.
you, all of you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am.
I take a leave.
Sir,
of-
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, shall we